Right, everybody, welcome. Let me make sure you all can see and hear me okay, because today on Superfood Parents, we are definitely talking about shrinking body parts. Yes, if you know anyone on SSRIs, I'm not going to name any specific medications. Basically, these are medications for depression, anxiety. Let me move this mic a little closer to make sure y'all can hear me. If you know anybody on medications for depression, anxiety, mood situations, you might want to watch this, and you might want to try to get them help, because there's a real situation out here with shrinking body parts, y'all. I'm not making this up. I got receipts, and we're going to get into it. Now, today we are making a simple vinaigrette to go with our pinwheels, because I have a culinary Kwanzaa tomorrow, and I'm prepping for that. So I'm going to show you how I make my party pinwheels for that. So Lash's Journey, GT Junior grows it in Alaska. G Albert, Six Bows is back. TWP Popcorn. I'm just shouting out everybody that's hanging out here, trying to figure out what is going on with the shrinking gonads. Like, yes, y'all heard it right. I'm going to pull up the video, because y'all know I don't like to just tell you that it's me, because it's not me. I'm not the one with this information. I find this information directly from the doctors. And so this is the part that I find interesting. Now, I do need to turn down the music in the other room. So this way we don't have to worry about any issues with copyrights. And also, I don't know if you all can hear the music in the other room, because I don't have any music playing right now. I wanted to get right into the video pretty early on. That way people can get what they came for, and then they can go. You know what I mean? So I don't have any music in the studio, but let me know if you all are in here. Just put in hashtag health heroes. I see some of you have already done that. Well, TWP Popcorn has. So y'all do what TWP Popcorn has done. Okay, GT Junior, you said barely. Okay, good. We want to keep it at barely. That's part of the reason I am talking nonstop, because I don't want YouTube to pick it up. And it's actually YouTube music that's playing. You know, we play Christmas music during the holiday times, or just jazz. Basically, a lot of times these places, they will call it Christmas jazz, but it's not. It's just jazz, right? Jazz is easy. I love it. I play it all the time. And it's one of the things you might want to try if you are experiencing the let me see, I think I muted it from my phone. We're good. Hey, Tati. Now, Tati, I don't know if y'all have this issue in Romania, but there's an issue with shrinking body parts here. People are taking SSRIs, okay? SSRIs are those medications or drugs or whatever, but things that doctors prescribe. I'm just going to go ahead and share the screen here. These are things that doctors prescribe when they are trying to help people with you said that ain't no carrot, GT Junior says. When they're trying to help people with anxiety and mood. So I'm just going to play the intro of this particular video. I do watch Dr. Joseph a lot, because Dr. Joseph, his channel, it basically, I'm just going to go to his channel really quick.
Hello, and welcome to our channel.
Can get an idea of what his channel is about. So this way, I don't have to say it. If you can see the screen, he talks to a lot of people who have been medicated on these antidepressant drugs. He talks about their withdrawal issues. He talks about these benzos, SSRIs, that a lot of us are taking for insomnia and all these other things. And it's truly affecting not just, I don't need it in here because I'm going to use it later. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. And so people are taking these things, not realizing that there's no plan to get off of them, not realizing what it's costing them. So of course, you know, we've heard about different issues, but today I'm talking specifically about the shrinking body parts. So let's go for it, because some of us are like, no pills, don't give it to me. Let me give you all what the doctors are saying. This is the intro, and the doctor that he's interviewing is going to describe it. Y'all know I watch everything a little fast, so I'm going to put it on 1.5 speed. Here we go.
Information. So I had
welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Maybe just start by telling the audience a little bit about your background and how you came to be interested in this problem.
Sure. So thank you very much for inviting me. My name is Dr. Ahad Warich. Give you my educational background. I was a biology major at the University of Chicago. I have a medical degree from the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, and I have a master's in public policy degree from the Harvard Kennedy School of Government. Through my, at Hopkins and Harvard, you get connected to a lot of different folks. And through the grapevine, I heard about Dr. Goldstein, who was actually originally in Boston before he went to San Diego. And he's well known in urology, in the urology community everywhere, including Hopkins and Harvard. He's held in very high esteem. And I was looking for research, to do some research after my med school before I started my residency. And he was doing research on basically iatrogenic effects. He's done research in post-finasteride syndrome, which is not necessarily the topic of discussion, but that's also a syndrome that he has kind of led the research in. And so he was also looking into another post-drug syndrome, so to speak, called PSSD, post-SSRI sexual dysfunction. And there was a radiological component to it, which I'll get to.
I know that this is really fast, and he said PSSD, post SSRI. That second S is for the class of drugs, post SSRI sexual dysfunction. That's what he just said. So when he said PSSD, that's what he's talking about. And then he's going to go into explaining the numbness that these people experience. They call it like sexual anesthesia, where they just don't have any sexual or emotional even feelings. But let me let him tell it. I'm just giving you a heads up on what he said because it was really fast.
And I'm actually right now a radiology resident. And so there was a radiological component to this, which fascinated me, which no one has done research on in terms of this condition. And he's a charismatic person. I felt this would be a good project, and I've been working on it for a number of years now.
Yeah. And I think it's, something that I'm always interested in. And, I know Dr. Goldstein is very respected, but I would say he's at odds with health regulators, governing institutions and things like that. So what's that been like? To be on a team with someone very well respected in academia who is kind of sounding the alarm on PFS, PSSD, and such, and for that to be at odds with what I guess the rest of the established medical profession is saying.
Well, Dr. Goldstein's whole career has been one of revolutionizing thought. He himself, was at there, he always jokes about the fact that, he never thought there'd be a pill for erectile dysfunction. And then he ended up being one of the main people on the New England Journal of Medicine on the Viagra research. Wow. So, this is how science works. There's certain thoughts about how things work. His argument was, pill would be systemic. How can we don't want to lower, blood pressure everywhere, and how will that work? Well, we didn't know that there was, something else specific to, tissue-specific entities, right? And that was very surprising. And now it's just common sense. Every pre-med, every biomajor knows this. And so, yeah, he has an extensive career. I can't even begin to talk about all of the things he's done. But yes, he's someone who very passionately believes that the point of medicine is to help patients. And if what patients are saying or what they're showing, both objectively and subjectively, is at odds with the current established medical understanding of things, then we need to investigate further. He's been at the forefront of women's sexual dysfunction in terms of flibanserin and those drugs. Many people thought, that was nothing, that wasn't even a real condition. Again, now we have two drugs actually, Vyleesi and flibanserin, for a condition that many people thought was not even real. And those two drugs are doing well. And Dr. Goldstein believes that science is about analyzing and revamping our understanding constantly. So it's been a great experience with him because, I've seen both sides of the coin. I was at Hopkins, and you talk about the medical establishment. Johns Hopkins is obviously the leader in medicine, but even at Johns Hopkins, yes, there were doctors who were old school and go by the book, but there were doctors there too who were, it's the #1 research institution in the world because they believe that we need to constantly update our guidelines. And so
all right, so hopefully this is not too fast. I'm going to just skip ahead a little bit so that you all can hear what he says the effect of these drugs was on the genitals of these people. Because G-Mama grows hard in the garden. You're a nurse, and I'm sure you have seen a lot of boy parts. And, they say like, oh, just culturally, some people are smaller, some people are larger. That's not what this is about. This is about literally, I'm not calling it chemical castration, but what I am saying is that is what some of the people in the PSSD podcast are calling what they are feeling. They say they feel chemically castrated because they have not just no feeling, but no physical feeling in those areas, in their private areas. However, as a result of medications, however, they're also saying that they just, oh my goodness, they just have no emotional feeling about anything. They just don't give a hoot about nothing. So when y'all are out here, Six Bows is back, when we out here driving, right? Gail, at night when we're out here just interacting with people at the grocery store and all of these different things. Mama Triplets is all the way over there in Nigeria. Thank you for sharing, by the way. We have to be cognizant of these things. Like some people, we wonder why they behave they do. They're putting on medications and they're slipping it on them. And you know, Tati Sifatita, you're in Romania. I don't know how they prescribe drugs there, but here they just give people a bunch of things. You know, G. Albert says, I'm depressed. Last Friday, Dr. Maya Denny said, where's PhD, received her PhD. That's his daughter. I asked her if she was ready for the next PhD squared, and he received a side eye. Look, y'all, if you're depressed, I do have a video linked. I'm going to finish this, but I do have a video linked in the description that also gives you food for mental health. Y'all know I'm a certified Food for Life instructor. And so I'm going to get back to the video now. I just wanted to interject to say that, you know, this is really going on. And some of us have given these drugs, you know, G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden. As a nurse, you know, we've given a lot of these drugs. Good to see you. Thank you for being here, Monia and Dory Show. Nice to have you. All right, y'all. Back to the video, and thank you, Six Bows is back. I thought this was informative when I saw it too. I just had to share it. And of course, that's why I'm always sharing whole foods, because there's so much evidence that whole foods help, whether you're depressed, these anxiety, and all of these young people. They say a lot of the young people that have been interviewed on Dr. Joseph's channel, they say any anxiety that they felt, any issues or sadness are tiny compared to what they have felt as a result of these drugs. Not just their shrinking body parts, and they're thinking like, I guess I will be a parentless person because I don't care about anybody. I can't even get in a relationship. Let me go to the video. All right, y'all, back to what the doctor is saying.
There are folks at all institutions, some of, you know, the old guard and some who want to constantly research and do things. Some are more public than others in their fight, I would say. But I've seen both sides of the coin. I think there's value. You know, we shouldn't be skeptical of every single thing immediately. You know, we have to, you know, be reasonable in our skepticism, if that makes sense. So I've seen it both at Hopkins and at Harvard. And Dr. Goldstein strongly represents the type who says, you know, let's be skeptical of things and let's try to challenge things if we have enough data and enough evidence.
Okay. And he has challenged it. And I know that the group is supportive of PSSD, and I think now's probably a good time to get your perspective on this. So from the research that you've done with this group, how do you define PSSD? What, you know, because at least from what I've seen, you know, there's lots of people not on SSRIs who are claiming to have PSSD, and it seems to be this kind of big umbrella for sexual dysfunction with psychiatric medications. And I was just wondering if you could kind of share your thoughts on what is PSSD technically? Has it just become this big label for all of these things? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah. So with the caveat that obviously definitions are further refined, you know, constantly based on research. But I would say that my basic understanding and the basic core definition in the literature is PSSD is an iatrogenic condition from SSRIs and SNRIs in which a patient develops sexual dysfunction. We can talk about sort of the nuances in a second, but there's some key things in that statement. One, it's iatrogenic. It's from the drug. So now it's not sexual dysfunction from you know, a depressive disorder, from a psychiatric disorder, from it's not a psychogenic induced sexual dysfunction. And that's very key, as we'll talk about. You know, SSRIs, SNRIs are obviously the main class that we're talking about. And the other component to this, and the other part of the definition is absolutely essential, is that it persists, or it stays, or it happens even when the patient's not taking the drug anymore. And that's the key component. I was going to say persist because the majority, or the vast majority, actually, of patients, you know, they take SSRI, SNRI. It's very well known and accepted in the medical community that, you know, sexual dysfunction is a common side effect of SSRI.
All right, y'all, we're about to finish this video up. So welcome in. If you're here, we got another Nigerian. Share with Love TV is here. So with this part that he's about to describe, he's about to say how they actually scanned. Like he said, it's not unusual for SSRIs, those medications, to cause sexual dysfunctions or issues or problems, but it's the persistence. This is the whole issue here, is that these medications that doctors are prescribing, they last forever or ever. It feels like forever. Okay. Six Bows is back, says, I talk to people across the country every day at work. Most adults need to be in some form of learning about anything because people are wasting away. They really are. Thank you for that comment. G Mama Grow says some people don't realize what's going on. Side effects vary. Correct. And this is where these doctors, they all give the caveat that it doesn't happen to everybody, and it happens at different times. Some of the people, because I've watched so many different videos on this, where I'm listening to people's actual testimonials, a lot of individuals. So maybe I've heard from about 50 to 75 individuals who are reporting that it didn't start until after I got off, or it started midway, or I felt something click in me the same day, a few hours later, or the next day. So I'm going to get back to what the doctors are saying, because he's about to give you all the meat and potatoes of what this means with these shrinking body parts, the calcified penile tissue. He about to tell you.
SSRIs while on the drug. That's not really disputed. I mean, that's part of our step one exam in our board. That, no one debates that. People may debate the prevalence, is it 40% or 30% or 50% or whatever, but the fact it's a side effect, no one really disputes that. It's one of the most common, if not the most common side effect. But the interesting thing about this is that PSSD is post SSRI. That's what the P stands for, meaning that you're off the drug, so you take, Lexapro or whatever, SSRI, you develop sexual dysfunction while on the drug, you stop the drug, and yet your sexual dysfunction is still there. It doesn't go away. The traditional, conventional understanding is that you take the drug, you may have a side effect like sexual dysfunction, but once you stop the drug, the side effect should go away. That is the conventional wisdom. That is still, I would say, what most people think, most clinicians think. That's how we're taught in med school. But this is saying that no, there are some people for whom this sexual dysfunction persists. And for those, we say it's post SSRI or SNRI sexual dysfunction. I will give just one little caveat. There are a few patients, although it's a minority certainly, where they say they didn't have sexual dysfunction during the drug, but then they developed after they discontinued it. I would say there would be more research needed into that particular field, into that particular cohort, I would say, because even the charts that I've reviewed, I can't give you an exact number, but I would have to look back. But the vast majority is where it persists. They developed a sexual dysfunction while on the drug, and then it persisted after discontinuation. And that is the traditional, conventional sort of definition of PSSD since it was first brought to the literature in 2006.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to hear more of those stories. When I've heard that, it makes me think of tardive dyskinesia, which is the other persistent problem. And another interesting thing about TD is TD can appear for the first time during drug withdrawal, and that seems really unusual as well. But I think that is recognized. So at least there's an analogy within another drug class of a persistent neurological problem only occurring upon withdrawal. But I guess right now we need more cases before we can say that's seems to be consistent with the PSSD folks. Yeah.
Right. That would be a good analogy for those who argue that you can develop PSSD even during withdrawal, basically, that you don't have to have the dysfunction during the drug. I would say though that the majority of patients are the more I developed a dysfunction on the drug and it persists even after discontinuation, months.
Sorry, y'all. I was supposed to go forward to get to the part where he is actually talking about the calcified body parts. So let me see. Welcome in, OG Patrice. Let me see if they have the timestamps here. They don't. So let me just play it and move forward just a little bit to where I see him talking. I think he's talking now, though. Let me see what he's going to say.
Years, after 10 years.
So I'm going to be picky a little bit here. I know you mentioned specifically SSRIs and SNRIs. What about some of the tricyclics as well? Because there's a lot of very serotonergic tricyclics out there, things like clamipramine. Were they purposefully left out, I guess, of the definition, or is it just, what about those folks out there? Because I know I've spoken to some of them who have say they're experiencing something similar following tricyclic use.
Yeah, I would say that I think for the papers that I've read, they have generally limited to SSRIs, SNRIs, and including our research from just the get-go, because we were just basing it on that definition, we chose patients who are on SSRIs and SNRIs. But that does beg the question from a biochemical perspective, why we're similar.
Or something like that, or imipramine. And
at this point, it's sort of this research, and the research that's been done has been based on patient, what patients are saying, right? So, a bunch of patients with SSRIs, reported this.
Sorry, y'all. I was trying to get to where I was going. Thanks so much, Village Food Season, for being here from Lashes Journey. And hello, the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. I do want to clarify something here, because Giabber is like, this is informative. How did you find these folks? Y'all know I watch a lot of content, right? And as a nurse, I watch a lot of health channels. There are a lot of health channels headed up by doctors themselves. So this is how I'm able to, a lot of times, compare information just to see what's going on. And then from this particular channel, Dr. Joseph, it's already in the description. So if you want to see this video in its entirety, it's in the description. However, I just find these folks because, you know, you create your own algorithm, right? Whatever you watch, you get suggested more of those things. So y'all see, I'm using some of these whole foods, the everyday life of an OCD chick. She's growing these things in her backyard, but I'm cutting up purple cabbage, orange carrots, because carrots are usually orange, but you know, there are other colored carrots, purple and everything. So I'm cutting these up along with onions to go with my pinwheels while we're watching this. And I'm trying to get to a specific part so that you all can understand what's going on. You might know somebody on these anxiety medications. Village food season. Keep growing your food. Keep eating from the village, right? Keep feeding the village. Do what you got to do. Because G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden is doing just that. Of course, if you want to download my ebook to track what you're eating, you can download it free off the website or go to Amazon and pay for it. Support the channel. What I'm trying to tell you all, though, is that these SSRIs are messing us up. So, Anania, keep looking, keep listening, and thank you all for the vote of confidence. I'm going to finish playing here, and I'm trying to get to this one particular point where he says what they've seen in these different ultrasounds and everything with these folks. Unfortunately, they say these young men, they look like they have the body part of an 80-year-old diabetic. So that's what I'm trying to get to. Let me finish playing it here.
And then Dr. David Healy and a few others this, and then it was okay. So remember, we're not like studying mice here, right? We don't sense. I mean, but SNRI should be added, and obviously that's, you know, SSRI. Remember, we're not like studying mice here, right? We don't really know sort of combination of serotonin, dopamine, but you know, and again, he was proposing mechanisms, but they, you know, are these, you know, how much commonality does PFS, PSSD have on a biochemical level? Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. Similar to tardive dyskinesia, are there other drugs?
I think the point to make is that it really,
which one of these have a post-drug syndrome, and oh, you know, X percentage or SRI, SNRI. That, I mean, that would be the study to get at your question, basically.
I'm sorry, y'all. I was supposed to have gotten this time stamp set, and it's horrible. Hold on a second. Let me see if this is it here.
This up into little papers or bigger papers, and then we kind of keep changing our sort of inclusion criteria.
I'm gonna take it back to the beginning because he says it in the intro, y'all. We just gonna watch this part.
How does PSSD work on a cellular biochemical way? It's complicated. Clearly, we've done ultrasounds on these folks of their genitalia, of their penis, and remember, I'm a radiologist, so I like physics and I like objective information. Their tissue is not normal at all. So a normal, healthy young man, their penile tissue should be homogeneous. Their smooth muscle, everything should be symmetric. You know, these people have fibrosis. There's areas of fibrosis. Scarring is another term. It's not just scarring; it's scarring the entire shaft, essentially, of the penis. The people that I'm looking at are 70% of them are less than 30. They don't have diabetes. They don't have hypertension. They're 25-year-old guy, and so their penis looks like an 80-year-old diabetic who's smoking and is obese and has hypertension, hyperlipidemia.
Okay, so I'm really excited to be joined by Ahad today, and he's a PSSD.
All right, y'all. That's all you needed. That's all you needed. So the amazing MNG, so good to see you here from Jamaica. Welcome in. We got all our island people here today. Look, Gail at night. Didn't I tell y'all it's real? I'm gonna replay that for y'all because I was trying to get to it. G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden. This is what I wanted to bring right at the top of the show. And I keep mentioning G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden because as nurses, you know, and doctors, medical personnel, we're out here giving people things, thinking we're doing good. Like, okay, here's something for anxiety. Here's something for whatever. I can't think of one person that's on medications that I know okay, let me just say this. When I first started in long-term care, those nursing homes, the older nurses would be like, oh, so-and-so acting up, give them some, I ain't even gonna say the word. I'm gonna just say, give them some blah, blah, right? Because it's a medication that starts with H, and it sounds like child doll. All right, just take off that CH. Long story short, the people are still taking this stuff today, right? Karatachan, right? If you can read through the Karatachan and put a V at the end, you will know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say the name of these medications. I'm just saying what I know I've given as a nurse, it was on the medication administration record, the MAR, and I'm just thinking, well, the doctor ordered it. I'm doing whatever. Look, blah, blah. All these drugs, they just fall into one category of problems. Okay. That's the main thing that we want to know is that, y'all, that video by Dr. Joseph, it's in the chat. I'm like you, G Mama Grows Heart in the Garden. When I saw this, I was like, I need to repent from all the medications I've given. Right. Because unknowingly, this is how we wind up a part of the issue. You know what I mean? And so we're all in this circuit and we don't realize it. Thank you so much, amazing M&G. You're always so sweet and wonderful. Y'all, let's finish up the show because this is just a quick 30-minute show where I was just showing you all what I am making today, and I'm going to show you the vinaigrette video so that way we can kind of get on a lighter note, right? Because y'all know we got to get these faves in, fruits and vegetables, every spread. So that's the reason why I have, if you look here on my food camera, that's the reason why I have my carrots, my purple cabbage, and my onions. Look, this is a piece of the end of the carrot. I didn't mean to get that part. Anyways, onions. I am going to use these to put on the vinaigrette. And while you all watch the video, I'm just going to chop up this super firm tofu because this is the one, that's what I'm putting the vinaigrette on. I'm making the pinwheels with that. So always, yes, absolutely, you get a warm welcome, the amazing M&G, because you're so sweet when we come over there to you in Jamaica. So yes, these vegetables are good. And the nice thing is that with this particular recipe that I'm about to show you, it's a vinaigrette that I'm going to put on the tofu, as well as once I roll up the pinwheel, like all of that flavor will be in there. I'm going to be making this vinaigrette while you all are watching. I'm going to be cutting up the tofu while you all are watching this 2-minute, it's not even 2 minutes, this 1 minute plant-based treat video. Anybody can make this vinaigrette. This is how you mitigate these issues with these SSRIs, guys. Keep yourself happy and safe. Here we go.
How to enjoy real food.
Let's chop it and top it.
We're going to start with the vinaigrette. That means we're going to cook the roasted vegetables, and we use this for salad dressing also. All you need is vinegar. It doesn't have to be apple cider. It can just be any vinegar. You need vinegar and oil. You need salt and sugar. So this is my sugar. This is my salt. And you need the mustard as an emulsifier. That breaks everything up so that everything blends. I'm going to put them all together, either in a jar so I can just shake it up, or a plastic container. I'm going to now put twice as much oil. So however much vinegar, you put twice as much oil.
You can just eyeball it.
Seasoned salt, maybe a teaspoon. And I'm actually going to add now the sugar. So you just need like a teaspoon of sugar. Just gives it a little bit of sweetness. Just want to give a good squeeze of mustard. You shake it.
Shake it up, baby, now shake it up, baby.
Bonus spices.
1 teaspoon of chili powder and 1 teaspoon of curry powder.
1 pinch rosemary and 1 pinch thyme. You know what to do. Shake it up. You gotta change it up.
You know, it's amazing what these things do when they blend together. This is a science experiment. It's one that you can be successful in and one that you can enjoy. So I hope you make this soon.
Use it on your salad or to roast your veggies.
All right, y'all saw how easy that was, how quick that was. And just in that amount of time, that gave me time to slice the tofu, because I'm going to marinate the tofu in that. Or also the veggies. Like I use that to make a quick slaw. So the veggies that I chopped up, I always put those in this vinaigrette. Oh, you know what? When you say it's a cute video, let me tell y'all, I do eyeball my food. Y'all already know that. So we got the kids singing Shake It Up because these create memories. This was in 2021 when I made this video. Actually, it might have been 2020. when I made this video, and the kids were there with their cousin, and I was like, y'all, I need voiceovers. They were happy to do it, and you get to record your children's voices. Um, it's just so much fun. Yep, getting the kids paid for voiceovers, TWP popcorn. Look, that way you can list them as employees, right? I do have some of these videos already on my channel, G Albert. So if you're looking for the links, they're already there. So that's the nice thing. Yes, it really is fun for the children to go back and hear their voices. So let's get into it. So village food season, make sure you try that video. I'm sure you probably already do have a vinaigrette recipe, but this is super easy. So we're going to finish this up, y'all. We're at the 30-minute mark. If you have not put in hashtag health heroes, please put it in there, because y'all know we're getting close to Merry Christmas. For some of us, a lot of people celebrate Christmas, a lot of people don't, but it's that season. And so, of course, with right now, we're entering everybody into the drawing to see who can be a health hero, who's going to be our plant power titan for today. So I don't know who's it going to be, but y'all definitely do what Ane Nia has done. Put in hashtag health heroes and GT Junior Grows at Alaska. So that way, along with Nikki, one of y'all are going to win. So y'all will see, so that y'all can see that I'm not doing anything. We're going to actually show y'all this, so that way y'all can see it for yourselves, that yes, as people put it in, the numbers are ticking up. Okay, so let's make sure we see who today's plant powered titan is. And you all saw how quick the vinaigrette came together. I'm going to throw this vinaigrette together in about 30 seconds while you all, hey, we even got people coming out of the bushes to join, right? Y'all know today's been a good day. Let's do a Cash App something. All right. So whoever wins, they're going to win some cash, because it's Christmas. Even though all of us don't celebrate Christmas and all of us don't win, we're going to do some Cash App something. All right. And if you're in Canada, then we'll have to figure out PayPal or something like that. So what did we say? We said that this is salt, sugar, oil, and vinegar. And however amount of vinegar you use twice as much oil. So what I always do is, thank you, GT Junior. He's like, I don't want the money. I'm good. Well, we'll figure out what you can get, because y'all know I do have my roll Java coffee. And even though Alaska is in Alaska, I only deliver in the US with rolljava.com. So if you want coffee, you're in the US, I can get you some coffee. So I'm going to eyeball this, and I am just going to pour some vinegar in. And we said whatever vinegar we use twice as much oil. I was volunteering at the food bank this morning, and they gave me some free olive oil last week when I went to pick up with them. Christiana, y'all, I don't have the oil. Can you bring me the olive oil, please? Run, Rudolph. All right, y'all. Run. So while she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and put in the sugar. All right, because we've got folks in here going to get one thing for us. So I've got some sugar in here, about a teaspoonful of sugar. And then my salt. I'm going to tell y'all, I do love my adobo seasoning. Y'all know about this one, right? I use this all the time. So I'm going to shake a little bit of that, about a half a teaspoon. I put in about a half a teaspoonful. That's empty. Bring me the other one beside it. So I just had an empty container come this way. The other spices I will be putting in here are some of my favorites. I've got basil, thyme, and sage, because I'll be adding this to the tofu. I'm going to also do sage. So let's see what we got. Y'all, Lord, y'all hear me trying to get these kids to help me. They're bringing me empty bottles. Y'all just text the word fave so y'all can stay in the loop and get all the alerts. So I'm going to put twice the amount of oil that I did vinegar. That way we'll get a good balance. I already put in the salt and sugar. And now I just need once I squeeze in the mustard, I'm going to close this up and I'm going to shake it up. Shake it up, baby. Now I'm going to shake it up while I'm going to let the kids do the singing, y'all. I'll shake this up while I do the giveaway, while I roll the thing, okay? So just squeeze a little mustard in there. And That's it. Remember, I was telling you all that you can put in the other spices before or after. Sage is a big seasoning. Sage is one of those seasonings that they put on poultry, chicken, turkey. You know, it gives you a certain flavor on poultry. So I will use sage, and I find I get that same flavor. You know, that flavor that you taste in stuffing, poultry, and those sort of things. That's that flavor that you're looking for. So, you know, a lot of people will say, well, why you want that chicken flavor? It's not a chicken flavor. It's the sage flavor. Gee, Albert, don't be talking about me. This olive oil and these seasonings, they got a mind of their own. And the nice thing though is, even though these seasonings are dried, and you should not use as much of your dried seasonings as you do fresh, because they're more potent once they've dried, it all balances out. And I'm doing this for about 75 people, so I'm going to actually make more. This is just the sample. So while I shake this up, I'm going to go ahead and see who is today's Faves 100 hero. We got G. Albert, Tati, C. Fatita, the Urban Gardening Chronicles, Share with Love TV, Auntie Nia, The Urban Life, The Everyday Life of the OCD is Chick, G. Mama Grows Garden Garden, Auntie Nia, Urban Garden Chronicles, G. Albert. Hey, we got a winner, Chicken Gunner. G. Albert has won. G. Albert, did you normally win? Wow, congratulations to you. You are helping us to close this show out on a high note, because we had some heavy stuff all throughout this episode. Y'all share this with a friend. Y'all know somebody on these medications. I'm tasting this, and I actually need a little bit more vinegar because the oil is taking over. Y'all congratulating G Mama Grows is congratulating G Albert right along with GT Junior Grows at Alaska, Share with Love TV, and Ane Nia. Congratulations from the Everyday Life of an OCD-ish Chick and Gail at Night. And y'all know G Albert's daughter just got her doctorate. We now got Dr. Maya out here helping us out. She's probably prescribing SSRI. So make sure you share this information with your daughter, G Albert. Let me taste this again now that I added that. And if it's good, y'all, I think we can do our super clap sign off, because we got to end this on a high note. I'm going to play the beginning part one more time for y'all, just so that y'all can also hear the unfortunate truth. Lord, these men outside working, this dude almost fell off the scaffold that they building. But you know, that ain't my business. Yes, congratulations to your daughter. G Mama Grows is saying, y'all make sure you text the words faves, FAVES, to 757-231-9361 to get alerts and stay in the loop. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go back to what the doctors say real quick, just so that if anybody missed it, this is what you'll get in the video that I played today.
Work on a cellular biochemical way. It's complicated, clearly. We've done ultrasounds on these folks of their genitalia, of their penis. And remember, I'm a radiologist, so I like physics and I like objective information. Their tissue is not normal at all. So a normal, healthy young man, their penile tissue should be homogeneous. Their smooth muscle, everything should be homogeneous, symmetric. You know, these people have fibrosis. There's areas of fibrosis. Scarring is another term. It's not just scarring, it's scarring the entire shaft, essentially, of the penis. The people that I'm looking at are 70% of them are less than 30. They don't have diabetes, they don't have hypertension, they're a 25-year-old guy. And so their penis looks like an 80-year-old diabetic who's smoking, who's obese, and has hypertension, hyperlipidemia.
Okay, so I'm really excited to be joined by Ahad to
All right, y'all. On that note, I definitely say go eat your whole foods. I have another video link there from PCRM talking about how these whole foods help your mental health. So go for it. G. Albert Des has his congratulations speech saying, first of all, I'd like to thank God, my family, and y'all from the Good Morning #MLB crew. Now that's David Hunt, the Make Life Better crew. From G. Albert, and GT Junior is also congratulating. GT Junior Grows It from Alaska says, congratulations on your child getting that next level education. Yes. GT Junior says, you have a doctor in the family. That's what's up. Tati is saying congratulations. And y'all, this has been a delicious, y'all see, I just put everything in here, the vegetables and everything. I'll add more vegetables. I'll fill this up. So this way, when I'm making my pinwheels, I just use the tortilla. I lay out some vegetables in the vinaigrette and some tofu. I roll it up, and I do season my tofu. I do soak that in a little bit of coconut aminos to get a little flavor in it. And that's it. Slice, slice, slice. Pinwheel. I've made them before, but y'all, I ain't gonna go through all of that today because oh, you said roll the wheel again for Gail to win. Yeah, I know, right? Because we are y'all can't see it. I was just rolling it and I took it off. Let me put it up there. There it is. TWP Popcorn has won. There we go. We do have another winner. So see, Gail didn't win, but she's letting you all know where to go for the my link tree if you're trying to find any links and trying to find the coffee or anything like that. Y'all, let's go ahead and be a health hero for our loved ones. Go out there, let somebody know that there's help for them today. There's information. We can do better. You know, we can do better for ourselves. So y'all have a good day. We're going to clap it out like we always do. Let's get the superfood beat going and let's go for it. Wait, did I click the right beat? This ain't the clap, clap. Let's get the clap, clap. Because the vinaigrette is delicious. All right, y'all. Congratulations to TWP Popcorn. Y'all know he's always a winner. He said always winning with the health heroes and superfood parents. All right, y'all. Take care. Make this vinaigrette. Eat some whole foods. Add some to your diet in whatever way you can. I know, right? Get in 3 more minutes to make it 45 minutes. You know what? Let's make it a round number. I'm going to roll one up for y'all real quick so y'all can see exactly how this works. I can do that in 3 minutes. Y'all just watch. So let me show you. I got my cloth here, my cleaning cloth on my lap. Just lay this down. I usually do add something to the base so it's not so dry once I roll it up. And mustard is nice. I like mustard and mayo together when I'm cooking for other people, even though it's non-dairy mayo. Sometimes I add it, sometimes I don't. Hey, you already know. Yep, I'm gonna roll one up. Y'all doing the most. So y'all see we got some of the vinaigrette there. We got some of the nice colors. Not too big pieces of, we gotta watch it so we don't get huge pieces of onion. But you want some of that vinaigrette in there too. Like you want to get some of that sauce in there. Make sure you get all the colors. So if y'all have ever rolled anything, this is going to be super easy. Remember, the tofu typically has more flavor on it from that vinaigrette. We normally soak it in, we normally soak the tofu in some sort of dressing that we make, you know, or just liquid aminos. There we go. Oh yeah. Nice. That's quite delicious. With the tofu, having more seasoning, it's gonna be even better. Once I finish it for the party, we're gonna eat these for lunch. All right, y'all. I think we made it. Yeah, this is a good one, right? This is DJ Iz's music. Real nice. I have not had jicama before. I think I have, because if you're talking about jicama, meaning the flour, yeah, like in sorrel, yes. Aren't these nice rolls? Just like that. You know what I mean? You get some of the most beautiful food really quickly. Put a camera, y'all, so I can really show you. Here we go. You like it raw. I found DJ Is from TWP Popcorn. Oh, okay. You like the jicama uncooked and raw. I get it. Okay. Well, I'm out, y'all. This has been wonderful. Make sure you get your faves every day. And don't forget, discover which superfood hero you are and check out our Amazon store. I'll see you all next time. Enjoy your day and be a health hero for your loved ones. All right, y'all. Take care.